your girl Jade Ashley, and I want to welcome you back to yet another video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, you know, I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats and music of this week, so you know you have to stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. So my first beat of this week, I have to talk about this whole TLC stealing money from Kickstarter and all this other stuff. So if you guys can remember, back in January, I believe, that TLC, they came out with this whole Kickstarter campaign where they was like, they want the fans to be involved and help fund their last and final album. And it was a big success. Everyone was so here for this last TLC album. So, you know, people were sitting here dishing out money. I think one of the people who made like the biggest contributions was like Katy Perry or something like that. And they actually surpassed their goal. I don't remember the exact amount, but I do know that they made more than what they were looking for to put together this whole last album. And they had promised the album to be out right about now. And when somebody kind of picked up like, oh wait, isn't the whole TLC album supposed to be out now and it's not out, shit hit the fan basically. And everybody kept on, you know, sitting here like, TLC, where's the album at? I know on Twitter they were doing like this hashtag TLC going to jail, something like that. Like, people were making jokes, and I'm not gonna lie, it was funny. But then I kind of, you know, came to the realization, I'm like, why is everybody sitting here coming for TLC because they don't have an album out, the album that they talked about back in January, and it's only October. Now, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say, you know, they were just, you know, putting a timestamp on something but didn't know how long it was going to take. Me personally, I don't really like to put timestamps on things. As far as like, I know for a fact when I say I do my videos, I say every weekend. I don't say every Saturday, every Sunday, you know, and stuff like that, because things happen and sometimes it might come Saturday, it might come Sunday, or it might come a Monday, you know, but give me like that range of, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the latest is Monday. So I don't really like to put a timestamp on things. So a lot of people was like, oh my gosh, TLC stole our money and we don't have an album and stuff like that. And 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty much sure that half the people complaining about this is people that didn't even, you know, chip in on that Kickstarter. And after everything kind of like got out of hand and everybody was, you know, accusing TLC of stealing their money and not coming out with this album, T-Boz, she actually called into the Ricky Smiley show, and I don't have my quotes that I wanted to actually read right now. They're not coming up for whatever reason, but basically she called into the show. She was promoting something else that she was doing, and of course they had to ask her like, okay, so what's good with this whole album not coming out and stuff, like what's going on? And basically she was saying that the people that paid money to, you know, towards the whole Kickstarter situation, they've been notified every step of the way as far as like what's going on with the album. They've been getting like email updates and stuff like that. So I'm sure 9 times out of 10, the people who actually paid, they know what's going on. They know how far along the album is coming and stuff like that. And the people who have been like complaining, they don't have no updates because they ain't paid for it, basically. And she kind of, you know, went into this whole thing about, I'm so sick of our people, aka black people, you know, putting each other down and, you know, turning something kind of like negative, which, you know, this became like a negative situation as far as like jokes and stuff goes. But she just wanted the world to know that, you know, we're working on our album, we're keeping up our end of the deal. Obviously it's not out right now, but it will be coming. And everyone who, you know, pitched in to know what's going on with the album, or who pitched in to make the album happen, they know where their money's going, they know what's up, and that's that. So everybody could sit here and they could stop talking about how TLC stole money and how to make an album and how the album ain't coming out and yada 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 yada. That's the deal with that. Let's put it into that case it's closed, and we will move on to our second beat of this week. And my second beat of this week, I am talking about my best friend, and I've talked about her so many times on this channel. And my BFF is actually K.Michelle, and she kind of made headlines this week and actually did an article about it for those who have read it and you know where you read it at. So my BFF, she recently sat down and did an interview with B. Scott, and I remember when she did this interview too, because I follow her on Instagram, Twitter. We follow each other on Twitter, and that's how we really best friends. But yes, but she had posted on her Instagram, she was like, I'm not really in the whole interviewing phase, because she's working on her 3rd studio album, she's working on television shows, she's doing like an interior decorating, she has a lot going on. She's doing a hookah bar in Atlanta, she's doing so much, but she hasn't really been doing interviews. But she made an exception, and she sat down with B. Scott, the fabulous B. Scott. He's so beautiful. She sat down with him, and she did an interview with him. And one of the things that kind of made his website, and obviously after his website all around the internet, was that she revealed that she's taken out her butt enhancements. She said that it's becoming too much. Like, she can no longer wear designer clothes, or it's hard for her to wear certain designer clothes because her ass is big. That's no secret. We all know that. And, she was saying, once you get to a certain age, you get tired of, hopping into your jeans, which I kind of do now. But I don't got no enhancements. I'm letting y'all know. What I got back there is just natural, and I just can't fit no damn clothes. Long story short. But, she said she gets tired of that. And on top of that is, business-wise as well. She was saying how she had a conversation with Tyrese, and, she was saying there's so many movie deals, and she doesn't want to be kind of like typecasted, and all the other deals that she has on the table. She says that when she's like, speaking to like these men, like in these suits and stuff like that, when she trying to talk numbers to you, she don't need you focusing on that ass, basically, is what she was saying. So a lot of people, there was a mixture of, responses to the announcement that she's looking to, kind of reduce her enhancement. There was a lot of people that was saying, good for her, I love her, she's so real, because she is real. And I'm not just saying that because we're best friends, but she is real. So a lot of people was like, kind of applauding her for being honest about, wanting to remove her enhancements. Some people was like, oh, well, you need to tell Nicki she next, or oh, you need to tell Kim she next. Like, they was throwing other people into the mix and stuff like that. And then it was some people like, oh my gosh, I knew that ass was fake anyway. And she was saying here talking about that it was, homegrown and all of this other stuff. And there's not a time, there's not an interview that I did not hear where K.Michelle was like not open about her enhancements. What she said was she took some fat, which I need to do, take some fat out, but I don't want to put it nowhere. You can take the fat and throw it in the garbage. But she took some fat out, and she basically, had them put it in her butt to, make it bigger. And she also admitted to getting a butt lift. So technically, she didn't get no injection. She kind of took stuff that she already had in her body and just placed it elsewhere. She never lied about that. So that was never a secret, just to let y'all know. So now she was open about what she did to her body. Now she's saying, look, I did it, and I no longer want it because, it's kind of holding me back, and I'm just trying to, do bigger and better things to, basically grow my brand. So I commend her for saying, look, I had it, I wanted it, and I don't want it. And one thing that stuck out to me that she was saying was, if you want to do something to your body, there's no problem. If you want to do it, just do it. But she was saying, just make sure if you have the money to put it in and make these changes, make sure you have the money to take it out, and if you no longer want it. So that's that. So shout outs to my BFF. Hey K.Michelle, girl, I'm waiting for that 3rd album, and I'm waiting for the next tour. I say that all the time, every time I talk about her on here. So yeah, shout outs to K, reducing her butt. It's good. She's going to still be the same K.Michelle regardless of the facts. So yes. Moving on to my 3rd beat of this week. And when I found this out yesterday, I was a little bit upset, or a little bit sad about it. And what I'm talking about is SWV. They had their, their show on WeTV, SWV Reunited, and they were on for I think like maybe 2 to 3 seasons, and now the show is no longer. Coco, the lead singer, the Beyonce of the group, because y'all know, if y'all watch the show, Coco, her favorite line is, because I'm Coco. Because she the lead singer, she feel like she better, she feel like she ain't gotta do nothing, none of that. So Coco, she actually took to her social media accounts to make the announcement. So she said, we have received your tweets, Facebook posts, and Instagram replies inquiring about the return of SWV Reunited. After months of waiting in limbo with minimal communication with the network, it is with regret that we are officially announced the cancellation of SWV Reunited on WeTV. We want to thank each and every one of you who have supported our show and continue to support the SWV brand. Your love and support has carried our dream of creating quality music for over 23 years. This is not the end by any means. SWV has a new single out now called Ain't No Man, and that was on the last season. And she said with a second single on the way entitled MCM, which stands for Man Crush Every Day, and followed by an incredible new album entitled Still, SWV, which is due on my 22nd birthday, February 15th, 2016. She said stay tuned because the best is yet to come, Still, and then she closed it by saying Coco, Lily, and Taj. So SWV Reunited will no longer be on WeTV, which I'm sad about because, you know, we always talk about these pioneers in hip-hop and pioneers in R&B music, and obviously SWV had their reign within, you know, the 90s, and they have all these hit singles that we love and stuff. So it was kind of good to like see them on reality TV and kind of see the process of them, you know, coming back together and fixing like old problems and you know healing old wounds and stuff like that, to come back together and, you know, make music for this generation or make music for the fans who was there from before or whatever the case may be. So it's sad, but I mean it did kind of bring SWV back into the spotlight somewhat. So, you know, there was benefits of their show being on the WeTV, and hopefully, and I'm hoping, you know, they follow through and that album actually comes out, because they still got it, you know, they still have it. So shout outs to SWV. I'm sad that the show will not be on because I really did like watching the show, honestly. Yeah, I told y'all I love these music reality shows, so that was definitely one of my favorite shows. And if I'm not mistaken, I actually did talk about, I think, the first episode of the very first season, if I'm not mistaken, or the second season, I'm not sure. But I'm sad about it, but, you know, shout out to SWV, and I will keep you guys posted because, you know, February is not that far, so I'll keep you guys posted as far as like what's going on with that whole album and if it's going to come out and if I'm going to get it and review it and all of that other stuff. So yeah, moving on to my fourth beat of this week, I have to talk about Miss Mariah Carey, darling. The last time I talked about Mariah, I talked about her residency in Vegas, and I'm pretty sure that's over by now. I don't know what the hell happened. That kind of was overshadowed by her dating with this whole millionaire and stuff and whatnot. But as you guys know, we are in November, and you know, a lot of people keep skipping Thanksgiving. They keep on saying this amount of days till Christmas. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. We got to get to Thanksgiving first before we can even get to Christmas. But we all know that Christmas is next month, and we all know Mariah Carey, she's just like the Christmas queen. Like Christmas, that's her thing. Like, you know, she has her famous hit, All I Want for Christmas Is You, you know. So Mariah Carey, she will be heading out on her second annual All I Want for Christmas Is You, is a tour. All I Want for Christmas Is You, and I think it was like last year or something like that. So this is the second year that it's going on, and it will be held at New York City's Beacon Theater, and I think Beacon Theater is here in Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken, because I know when Tyler Perry used to do like his stage plays before, you know, he started doing all the television shows and movies, and he was just doing like the stage plays. He used to, when he would come to New York, he would like go to the Beacon Theater. So I think Beacon Theater is in Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. So she will be holding her second annual All I Want for Christmas Is You tour at the Beacon Theater, and she just added new dates. So at first, the dates were December 8th, 9th, 14th, 15th, and 17th. But now there have been 3 additional dates added, and those dates will be Friday, December 11th, Saturday, December 12th, and Friday, December 18th. So in all total and stuff, we have December 8th, December 9th, December 11th, December 12th, December 14th, December 15th, December 17th, and December 18th. Long story short, you could basically go to the Beacon Theater and see Mariah Carey for damn near the whole December leading up to Christmas, with December 18th being the last date. And she will be performing songs from her 1994, the year I was born, Christmas album, Merry Christmas, and 2010's Merry Christmas to You. So shout out to Mariah. And I heard, I meant to make this a beat a while ago, but I think she's doing like a Christmas movie or something like that with like the Hallmark Channel, if I'm not mistaken, and I think that's supposed to be coming out this year. So I'm sure as we draw closer to Christmas time, more details about that Christmas movie will be out. And of course, I'm going to share with you because low-key, I love Christmas as well. Christmas is one of my favorite holidays, you know, because there's just something about the holiday spirit and the whole season and stuff like that. So, you know, shout outs to Mariah. She out here working. Y'all know she was not going to let Christmas go by before we heard from her again. So, like I said, her tour is at the Beacon Theater. So, if you're here in the New York City area or tri-state area and, you know, want to come into New York and, you know, see Mariah for the holidays, just do it, okay? So moving on to my last beat of this week, and it was kind of one of my last beats. I think it was like the 4th beat last week, but I'm kind of like, you know, picking more up on it, and it's my last beat of this week, and I'm actually talking about August Alsina. So guys, I'll let you guys know that he will be he released the new single called Don't Cry, and if you haven't checked it out yet on my blog, you know, head over to www.jade-ashley94.blogspot.com to check that song out. So ever since then, he, you know, started making his rounds. He was here in the city this week, and he stopped by the Breakfast Club to, you know, kind of talk about his new album, This Thing Called Life, and you know, he kind of got a little bit personal and stuff like that. And obviously the whole concept of the album was based on his personal life. So he, you know, stopped by the Breakfast Club and, you know, talked about the new single, and it kind of brought up the situation that I talked about last week when he posted a message from a family member of his who kind of like, you know, lashed out, and he kind of explained that him, you know, being famous and him being August Alsina, it kind of, you know, put a little, you know, it changed people. More money, more problems is what he said. So it kind of put like a little damper in like the relationships that he has within his family. So he was saying that the person that actually sent that text message was a cousin of his. It was a female, and he was like, even after that whole situation, the cousin hit him back up and was like, look man, you know, we family and this and that. But August was saying the way he feels like right now, he don't have no family. He felt like he's not gonna have a family until he has his own kids. Right now he only really considers like, I told you he has his nieces. His brother who passed away has 3 daughters, and then he just recently got a new niece. His other brother just had a baby not too long ago. So right now he just really considers like his nieces to kind of be like his family and stuff like that. They asked about his mom. He kind of, you know, explained the situation with his mother and whatnot. He talked about how, you know, that's his mom. He'll always love his mom. This is the woman that raised him and stuff like that. But, you know, to him, he feels like to his mom, he's just another person, not really too much her son. But regardless of the fact that he loves his mother. And then he kind of talked about, you know, just the struggles in life, how sometimes he, you know, kind of feels suicidal. And like, it's just so much. And what I love about August Alsina, he is honest. He is so honest. Maybe sometimes it might come off as a little bit too honest, but to me, through his honesty, I kind of feel like, oh, I'm not the only person that feels like that. And to see somebody at the stature that he's at right now, getting ready to release his 2nd album, and to know that some of the same I go through, or some of the same that some of y'all might go through, there's an artist that's going through the same thing. Like, no matter what, he's still August Alsina, and he still has problems like the rest of us, and he's still stressed out and still trying to find his way like the rest of us. And I just watched the interview like, see, this is why I love August. This is why I say he's another best friend of mine. I was like, this is why he's my BFF. So I thought it was a dope interview. The interview was probably like 30 to 40 something minutes long. So y'all know I'm gonna link down in the description box the interview that he did at the Breakfast Club. And we finally got a release date for his new album, This Thing Called Life. He did a album preview and stuff like that. And you know, I saw it within minutes because, you know, I'm subscribed to his YouTube channel. So I saw it within minutes. So like the first thing I did was I ran to Twitter and I was like, yes, 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 we finally have a release date for this 2nd album, and the release date for that album is December 11th, 2015. I will be in there like swimwear. I'm getting that album because y'all know how much I love me my August Alsina. So yes, August Alsina, his Breakfast Club interview, something I definitely recommend that you guys check out. So like I said, I will link it below. Don't forget, This Thing Called Life will be out December 11th, and I am getting it, and I'm reviewing it because y'all know I love me some August. So yes, but other than that, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay guys, so I want to thank you for tuning into this week's video. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. And of course, you know, I have to remind you guys to comment, like, subscribe, and share. I would so appreciate it. And I have one quick note to leave you guys with this week. So my auntie Monica, Code Red is coming, guys. It is coming. So this week she released the official music video for her first single, Just Right For Me, featuring Lil Wayne, and that was my song of the week, I think back in May. The week that she released that song, I was like, that's my song of the week. So now she has the official music video out, which is so cute. It has my cousin Leia in it. I absolutely love it. But along with releasing the, the video for the single, she also revealed the release date for her album Code Red, and that will be December 18th. And I am so excited. I cannot wait. I've been waiting for a while for a new Monica album. It's not one well, it's maybe one that wasn't that, it was the one when she had the short blonde hair. Every time the beat dropped, it was like the song with A Dozen Roses and Sideline Ho was the only songs I like off of that album. I put the album title here. Other than that, I don't really like the album, but that was just one album. But other than that, Monica, she's fire. So Code Red, December 18th, I'm in here. So, like I said, with the whole August Alsina situation, y'all know I'm getting the album. Y'all know I'm going to review it. And I'm going to be playing it for I don't know how long, because I still play her old albums to this day. So, I'm excited for that. And other than that, I have to leave you guys with my song of the week for this week. So, this week I was kind of going down memory lane and stuff like that. Thinking about some of my favorite artists from high school, some of my favorite songs that I used to just love back in high school. And one of the artists that I've been very vocal about on this channel that I used to go hard for, but she kind of flew under the radar, and I've just been waiting for her to come back out, and that is Carey Hilson. I'm sitting here looking at a Carey Hilson photo right now while I talk about her. But yeah, I used to love Carey Hilson. I used to be my girl back in high school. So that kind of brought me back down memory lane, and it kind of took me back to her first album, In a Perfect World, and I just been listening to that album all week. So I felt like maybe I should make a Carey Hilson song from her first album to kind of remind you guys of what a great artist she was, and hopefully she can pick back up on, very soon. Wink, wink, wink. We getting into 2016 soon, so maybe she can make a little comeback and make a dough with a dough. So one of my favorite Carey Hilson songs is her song Where Did He Go. I used to sing that song like I just don't know what. So I decided I'm about to make that my song of the week, because that is one of my favorite Carey Hilson songs off of her debut album, In a Perfect World. So once again, I thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. So bye. Hey guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.